Admiral Marcus Kane stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution, watching through the reinforced viewport as 10,000 human warships formed their final battle formation. The sight should have filled him with pride. Humanity's greatest armada, bristling with antimatter cannons, plasma lances, and gravitational disruptors. Instead, it filled him with dread. The distress signal had reached Earth 18 months ago, transmitted through quantum relay beacons across half the galaxy. The Zephyrians, an ancient race of crystalline beings from the Vega system, were dying. Their plea was simple and desperate. Unknown pathogens consume our worlds. We cannot stop them. Please, any who receive this, help us survive. Dr. Sarah Chen, the fleet's xenobiologist, had been studying the Zephyrian data for months. She approached Kane now, her tablet displaying microscopic horrors that defied classification. "Admiral, I need to brief you one final time on what we're dealing with." Kane nodded, though he'd heard the briefing dozens of times. The enemy wasn't an invading species or a hostile empire. It was something far worse. The Zephyrians called them the Devourers, microscopic entities that consumed silicon-based life at the molecular level. They spread through subspace, bypassing normal physical barriers, and adapted to every countermeasure the Zephyrians had developed over their million-year civilization. "Current infection rate?" Kane asked. 17 Zephyrian worlds are completely dead. 3 more will be consumed within the week. The Devourers are now adapting to consume carbon-based matter as well. If they reach Earth— Dr. Chen's voice trailed off. Kane understood. The Zephyrians had been desperate enough to broadcast their location to the entire galaxy. In doing so, they had inadvertently signed their own death warrant, and possibly that of every other species in the local arm. "Transmission from the Zephyrian homeworld," announced Communications Officer Torres. "They're requesting immediate evacuation assistance." Kane activated the holographic display, revealing the ethereal form of Resonance, Prime Kethara, the last surviving leader of the Zephyrian Council. The being's crystalline body was partially dissolved, its harmonic voice distorted by pain. "Human fleet, we greet you with gratitude beyond expression. Our children await transport. Can you accommodate 3 million survivors?" Kane felt his stomach clench. The human armada had exactly 0 evacuation ships. Instead, they carried the most devastating weapons humanity had ever created. The decision had been made at the highest levels of Earth's government after months of classified deliberations. "Respected Kethara," Kane replied carefully, "we have analyzed your situation. The Devourer pathogen presents an existential threat not just to your species, but to all life in this galactic region. We have come to provide a permanent solution." The alien's form shimmered with confusion. "We do not understand. Permanent solution to save our people." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her face pale. "Admiral, perhaps we should explain." "No," Kane cut her off. He had his orders, delivered directly from the Earth Defense Council. The decision had been unanimous among humanity's leaders, though it had taken 3 days of debate to reach it. The Devourers could not be allowed to spread. The risk to Earth, to humanity, to carbon-based life everywhere was too great. "Kethara, our analysis indicates that conventional evacuation would only spread the Devourer pathogen to new systems. The entities have already begun adapting to consume carbon-based matter. Within months, they would infect our ships, our worlds, our entire civilization." The alien's harmonics shifted to a frequency Kane recognized as fear. "What are you saying, human Admiral Kane?" Kane closed his eyes briefly, then opened them with military resolve. "We're saying that sometimes, to save the galaxy, you have to make impossible choices. Fleet Command, initiate Scorched Earth Protocol." Across the human armada, 10,000 warships powered up their most devastating weapons. Not the precision instruments designed for ship-to-ship combat, but the planet killers. stellar converters that could turn an entire world into plasma, quantum bombs that erased matter at the subatomic level, gravitational implosers that could collapse a solar system into a black hole. Human fleet. Kethera's voice reached a frequency of pure terror. There are 3. Million of our children on the surface. Millions more throughout our system. Kane's voice remained steady, though his hands shook. We know. Dr. Chen's analysis confirmed that every Zephyrian is now a carrier. The pathogen has integrated so completely with your physiology that you can't be separated from it. Evacuation would mean spreading the devourers to every ship in our fleet. The alien's form began to collapse as understanding dawned. You came here not to save us, but to ensure we cannot spread the infection. The needs of the many, Kane whispered. Remembering his academy training, he activated the fleet-wide communication system. All vessels, you have your targeting solutions. Primary targets are all Zephyrian worlds. Secondary targets are any ships attempting to flee the system. No survivors. No exceptions. Admiral, Dr. Chen grabbed his arm. There has to be another way. We could quarantine them, study the pathogen, find a cure. Kane gently removed her hand. The pathogen adapts, Doctor. Our scientists estimated it would learn to infect humans within 6 months of first contact. We can't take that risk. Through the viewport, the first wave of human weapons struck the Zephyrian homeworld. The planet's crystalline cities, built over millions of years, vaporized in seconds. The world's crust cracked and began to melt under the assault of concentrated antimatter explosions. Kethera's final transmission was barely coherent. We asked for help. You answered with death. Kane watched as world after world in the